question is, what can you learn from other cultures that you can apply? And so hopefully, like every culture has high values and low values, right? They have
Right.
strengths and weaknesses. And so sometimes you can identify them, and it's easy to identify the the low values in a culture when you compare it to the high values of your own culture. So, and the reverse of that is true also. So, for example, a lot of people when they travel abroad, especially if you go into like more impoverished areas, or if you're doing humanitarian work or mission work, you come back and you also have sort of this guilt, like, oh, I have all this food in my house and we waste it, and people could, but it's just too easy to judge your own culture like by the strengths of another culture and judge your own culture as bad. And then so you judge your weaknesses by someone else's strengths,
And
or
vice versa,
yeah.
right? I
So,
mean,
yeah. So some of the things that I see, number one, contentment is a big deal. Globally, the places that we see that are the most content are the less westernized. And by the westernized countries, I'm talking about the 38 industrialized countries that are considered the West, the Occidental countries. And that's the US and Western Europe and North America. And like there's more depression, there's more suicide, there's more all kinds of things. And in much of the world where there's lots of poverty, it's like you've got kids playing in the street with rags for a soccer ball. I mean, it's like there's contentment, the smiles. Now, that's not every country or every
sure.
culture, but so it's little things you pick up here and there. So, for example, in West Africa, when people are really impoverished, it's interesting. There's a lot of oppression culturally in terms of you've got these people selling things on the street, and you see this in Mexico too. When you cross the border into Mexico,
Right.
people selling things on the street. Like back when I used to go to Mexico a lot, they'd be selling chiclets. It's like they'd buy whatever they could buy at the store, and then come resell it on the street. I love that sales drive, and I think every time, and that the same thing is that way in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, where people are on the streets. Like you'll get to a stop sign and there'll be 20 people or 30 people walking by your car selling some stuff. They're selling spoons, they're selling cups, they're selling food, they're selling, I mean, like literally name it. Anything you can buy at Walmart, you can probably find some street person walking up and down trying to sell it on the streets to make a dollar to make it to their next meal. And I always thought, like, man, if they just had a little bit of an opportunity with that kind of drive, they could make bank here in the U.S. Keep following us, like, comment, share, and we'll try to keep putting out good comment. Let us know what your questions are about real estate or investing. Thanks a lot.